Welcome to the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I had an extra day off and I really needed it. After everything that happened last week, I definitely needed an extra day. For all of you who commented on my Saturday video, I really do appreciate your sweet thoughts. As you know, a lot of stuff happened at my work last week and it's just been very stressful. But I enjoyed an extra day off even though I did a lot of freelance work. It was just nice to have 3 days off of work. But today we have a lot of juicy Royal Daily Tea to get through, so we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. But sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So I know everyone is discussing Tom Bower's book, and I'm sure a lot of you might be sick of it by now, but there's just more and more juicy stories and tidbits that are coming out. A lot of it is stuff that we already know, that we have been discussing here in the community for well over a year and a half to 2 years. But what I'm loving about Tom Bower's book is he's just proving what we've been saying. He's just providing evidence to the stories that we pretty much knew weren't true, and we told people here, hey, Meghan's a liar. There's nothing real about this woman. She's faker than a $2 bill. We've all been telling y'all that for over a year and a half, and he's just kind of proven it because Tom Bower gets to the nitty-gritty. He does investigative research, interviews real people, and collects facts. And I love the fact he's just proving us correct. I wish people would take off those little blinders and just look at the facts. She's not a nice person. I don't care what kind of background you are from. Kindness is a universal language. And Meghan preaches, be kind, and she literally doesn't practice what she preaches. Charity starts at home, and look how she treats her family. Look how she treats her daddy, Thomas Markle, who celebrated his 78th birthday, who suffered a life-altering stroke a few months ago, has not heard a peep from his daughter, who can get on an airplane and go to Uvalde, Texas, and sit there and pray in front of the children because she cares so much, but not a peep to her dad. So when you tell me to be kind, I'm going to say, honey, you do it first. How's your daddy? You know, charity starts at home, sweetheart. Look in the mirror. So I can't stand her because she's so fake. Both of them are so hypocritical. They preach about climate change, then they get on private jets. They preach about kindness, and they're horrible to their own family. Both of them. So it's hard for me to take them seriously, and I just don't understand how they still have fans. But the beauty of Tom Bower's book is he's saying, look, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just presenting you with the information that I found. Truly, he's literally just investigating her, saying, well, is this story true? And he came out with receipts. He has the receipts. So now people can make up their own mind if they want to keep believing the charlatan of a woman. There's nothing authentic about her, and people have been saying this for years. When every single person who has dealt with her through the years doesn't have good things to say, that should tell you something. And the people who just say, oh yeah, she was lovely, those are people who don't want to get in trouble. So all the people behind the scenes at Suits who are like, oh, she was such a joy, they're not going to tell you the truth because they want to continue working in the industry. But rumors have come out that the last couple of years she became very difficult. And you can tell by the body language between her and some of her cast members. It was really awkward when they did an interview together. I think it was on Larry King. The body language was weird. They didn't look like they got along, in my opinion. But more and more stories are starting to come out from people from all over the place. So there's just way too many stories of too many people, too many experiences for it all to be fake. They were all saying these things before the book came out. So truly, there's got to be, you know what that old saying, if there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of smoke going on. She hired an agency to do that so she can get in and become a UN ambassador. This was part of a plan. And look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you want to become a UN ambassador, there are certain things you have to do. There's nothing wrong with people who go out and do that. But she only did it for a photo opportunity. She didn't do it because she actually cared. It was for her resume because she was trying to snare a prince. She was literally stalking Harry, befriending people in his outer realms, all of his outer circle of friends. It literally is crazy. You need to go watch my video, How Meghan Hoodwinked Harry. I go into great detail talking about how she literally had her eye on the prize for a solid year before they supposedly had that blind date, and that's even questionable. That's even questionable. A lot of people believe that that's actually a false story that they tell people. That's their meet cute. Oh, it was a love match for my friends. Yet they've never told people who those friends are. A lot of people believe that she was still dating her ex-boyfriend, living with him at the time. The dates are all foggy. I'm telling you, her little meet cute. A lot of people don't believe it. This is a woman who has lied about everything in her past. Even her own father outed her for lying about the Rodney King. She wasn't even there. He took her to Palm Springs. She lied about the Procter & Gamble. She lies about everything, about eating at Sizzler, getting a job at a yogurt shop when she's 13. She is literally the great fabricator. She's been acting her whole life, telling tall tales, trying to sell stuff to people for attention. She's thirsty. So in the latest little excerpt, they talked about her trip to Rwanda and how she showed up with a makeup artist, a photographer. Who shows up with a makeup artist and a hairstylist to go do charity work? That doesn't sound like someone who's going to do charity work. That sounds like someone who's going to a photo shoot. You know, like how they would do like Sports Illustrated and they would fly to those destinations and they would have hair and makeup and the whole background. She literally acted like she was going on one of those professional photography shoots, but she was going to do charity with a makeup artist? Really? So let's read a little bit of what Tom Bower has to say about her trip to Rwanda. He says, Meghan disappeared with a photographer and brought a suitcase of outfits on a charity trip. Meghan visited Rwanda back in 2016 to film an advert for World Vision Canada. The charity was working to promote well-being in the Central Eastern African country. But in a new biography from Tom Bower, he claimed the Duchess flew first class to Rwanda with a personal hair and makeup artist in tow, as well as a fashion photographer, Gabar Jorina. Mr. Bower claimed the Duchess of Sussex, quote, disappeared with Mr. Jorina for a photo shoot with a number of children after filming them at a water tap. Mr. Bower wrote, quote, at the end, Somrisky was puzzled. Celebrities using a desolate African village as the backdrop for a fashion shoot was mind-blowing. For hours, Jorina photographed the perfectly coiffed actress hugging, squeezing, smiling at village children. World Vision described the trip on its website as Meghan having, quote, helped bring hope to communities. The charity continued. The Duchess of Sussex visited a school in Rwanda soon after becoming a World Vision ambassador in 2016. The page added, quote, Meghan helped bring clean water to a community, thanks to the donations of ordinary people worldwide. She was inspired by how this empowered women and girls within the community. So how nice. Meghan went there for basically a photo shoot using children as props. Yeah, that's pretty despicable if you ask me. But again, we said she's thirsty. All of this was fake, and I called it out when she changed her Wikipedia page from actress to philanthropist. Yeah, she literally was trying to get some kind of commonality with Harry because she couldn't just be the showgirl. She had to be a woman of substance in order to, show the royal family she's, of good, thorough breeding. So what does she do? She creates this whole fake narrative of her charity, of speaking at the UN, of being an ambassador, of going to Rwanda. So when she meets Harry, all of a sudden they have Africa in common. Oh, and their charity. So now he's like, oh, okay, check, check, check. She's used to being in the public eye, check. She likes to do charity, check. Oh, she loves Africa, ding, ding, ding. we got a winner. Again, she was trying to create this narrative, something that would look good on paper. So when he brought her over to Granny and said, hey, this is the woman I want to marry, they checked her background and, oh, okay, she does all this charitable work. He couldn't have just brought the girl who held the briefcase and has already been married and divorced and just acted in a couple of Hallmark movies and Suits. She had to have some substance in order to look good to be a future royal bride. And so she was trying to, create this whole little narrative for herself. And she started that in 2016. Now you have to remember, she met Harry in the summer of 2016, like 6 months after this Rwanda trip. So it was literally within the same calendar year, guys. This was all planned out. Now, this is an interesting story regarding the York sisters. I've had a love-hate relationship with the York sisters, but I have to be honest, Princess Beatrice and her husband have definitely grown on me, and I really like them. And in my personal opinion, I would love to see them step up into a more active royal role, because I believe all of the royals are just being overworked and we don't have enough royals to go around. And so now there's a story that Princess Eugenie and Beatrice are struggling to remain cordial with William after snub. Now we know that Princess Eugenie, there's no love lost between her and William because she is very close to Harry and Meghan, and we've done a couple of videos on that. But I personally don't believe that Princess Eugenie is a fan of Kate. I believe she's very jealous of Kate, and she doesn't like William because William has been very firm, especially toward her father. You know, the whole thing with Andrew, all of his scandals, and Prince William most recently threatened to back out of that one Order of the Garter event if Andrew walked. Remember that? And him and Charles have been very staunch that Prince Andrew, because of all the scandals, he needs to just remove himself from royal duties, remove himself from royal life. And I'm sure it's really hard for Eugenie and Beatrice. That's their father. And look, I don't wish that upon anyone. I do feel bad for the York girls because, let's be honest, their parents are Fergie and Andrew. I mean, honestly, the poor girls have to deal with their parents and all of their issues and their scandals, that these two are constantly caught with their hands in the cookie jar doing some unsavory things. But I think they're a lovely family, the four of them. They're very close, and I think the girls unfortunately are suffering the sins of the parents. It's kind of staining upon them, and they've been kind of moved out of the royal life, so to speak. They're not really doing any royal duties for the Queen, although recently with the Jubilee we have seen a lot more of Beatrice. Not Eugenie, but Beatrice. And I have to say, I'm not mad at it. I would love to see more of Beatrice and her husband. I think they're a striking couple. And I believe that Catherine and Edward and Anne, they're all overworked. The Cambridges, the Wessexes, Princess Anne. We need some more royals in there because I don't want the other royals to be tired out. So bringing in someone like Princess Beatrice, and of course I would love Zara and Mike Tyndall. My gosh, I would just love to see more of them. We need some more younger royals to kind of start pick up the ropes. You know what I mean? I just feel like the main royals are overworked. So apparently they're trying to stay cordial now and possibly move into working royals. We know they've been trying to do this for years, but they were denied. They had their security taken away about 10 years ago. That caused a huge fight between Prince Andrew and Prince Charles because Prince Charles has been streamlining the royal family for a while. And we know that Prince Andrew wanted them to have the security. He wanted them to be on the payroll. And of course, Charles said no. But now apparently they're still trying somehow to teeter back in. And of course, now that their father is out of the way, we definitely are missing some royals. So according to royal expert Neil Sean, he says royal tensions are mounting. Princess Eugenie and Beatrice are reportedly at odds with Prince William, Charles, and Kate. As the latest royal rift stems from a disagreement over future royal roles. This follows previous reports that Charles plans to all but shut out Beatrice and Eugenie when he becomes king. The York daughters apparently want their disgraced father, Prince Andrew, to return to public life in some form. Neil Sean says, quote, "There's a big story breaking in the royal family that has remained under the radar largely, and it's to do with Prince William, the Duchess of Cambridge, and William's father, Prince Charles." He says, quote, "According to very good sources, Princess Eugenie and Beatrice are seemingly struggling to remain cordial with Prince William, Catherine, and Charles. It stems from the deal organized by William, the Queen, and Prince Charles to remove their father, Prince Andrew, from royal duties following his disgrace in recent years. The royal expert continued, the thawing between the two families has been difficult. Prince William and Charles are doing this to benefit the monarchy. They are reading the public mood, which is saying that Andrew should permanently retire from public life. But Andrew wants to make a return, which he thinks he could be achieved by his daughters carrying out charitable work. However, it is thought that Prince Charles's plans for a slimmed down monarchy do not include even minor roles for the princesses. Moving forward, that could be very tricky indeed, because they have retained very close relations with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. In May of this year, it was reported that Prince Charles has reportedly shut down claims that Princess Beatrice and Eugenie could be rewarded with royal roles in the future. At the time, Daily Mail editor Richard Kay said the two York royals want a role, but it's unlikely to happen with Charles in charge. So again, I think, honestly, I would love to see Princess Beatrice step up. Not really a fan of Princess Eugenie. She's very, very loyal to the Sussexes, and that definitely could be a detriment to her, and that's probably what they're thinking, is she's too much of a royal mole, perhaps. But Princess Beatrice, I think she would be great, and as well as Zara. So what do you guys think? Do you think we have room in the monarchy to add two minor royals to kind of step up and take some royal duties? So the last story I have, of course, is that Her Majesty the Queen has taken off to Balmoral, her Scottish hideaway, where she goes for 8 weeks to celebrate her summer vacation and spend quality time with her family. Now, there's a rumor that she has extended the olive branch and invited Harry and Meghan to join her down in Balmoral. According to the reports, the offer to reside at Balmoral could see the US-based Sussexes stay with Her Majesty briefly while other senior royals are not about. Normally, when she's there, she switches out family members, so not too many people are visiting at one time. A lot of people think this would be a great opportunity for Harry and Meghan to kind of get with the Queen, because this is where the Queen is pretty much alone. She's on vacation, in seclusion, not a lot of staff, and not a lot of family members there at the same time. So it would be an opportune opportunity for them to kind of get in with Granny. But a lot of people don't believe he's actually going to go. Now, they're saying that an insider told The Sun, quote, staff have been told to expect the full list of royals, including Harry, Meghan, and their children, Archie and Lilibet. They are preparing for the Sussexes. Well, I personally do not believe that Harry and Meghan are going to go to Balmoral. According to Neil Sean, he does not believe that Harry and Meghan would be traveling back to the UK or to Scotland. Now, we know that Harry and Meghan, the Sue Happy ambulance-chasing Sussexes, currently have 4 lawsuits right now. They have 2 with the Home Office, 1 with Samantha Markle, and 1 with the Associated Newspapers. So he has 2 lawsuits with the Home Office where he's suing for his right for security. So according to Neil Sean, he has heard from good sources that Harry and Meghan definitely would not be traveling to visit Her Majesty in Balmoral, because they need to get their security situation situated, and they have those 2 lawsuits that are ongoing. So basically, it would not be a good look for them to go to Balmoral right now. Not to mention, Tom Bower's book is all over the UK. I can't imagine they would be anywhere near Great Britain, UK, Scotland, Ireland. No way. They're not going over there. There's too many people reading the book, in my opinion. So I don't believe that they would accept her olive branch, although it would be a smart move because they would be definitely close to Granny. He's probably been told by his lawyers, you know what, you guys kind of screwed up at the Jubilee, rolling down car windows and hanging out balcony windows, kind of ruined the whole security thing. So they're probably told to stay away until it's cleared up. But that is the word on the street, that Her Majesty supposedly offered them an olive branch. She invited them to Balmoral. She probably did. She probably invited all of the royal family. But I think it's safe to assume they're not going to attend. That's all I have for you guys today. What do you think of Tom Bower's book? Do you have his book? Have you been reading the excerpts online? What do you think about the Rwanda story and her coming with a fashion photographer and a makeup artist? What do you think about Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice trying to get in as a working royal? And do you think their father, Prince Andrew, will ever come back as a working royal? And what do you think about the olive branch that Her Majesty the Queen has offered Harry and Meghan? Do you believe she offered them this opportunity? And do you believe they will show up? Leave me all your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. And please be sure to check out all of my other social media accounts. Also, please be sure to check out my website, royaldailytea.com. I will be updating it with more blogs. Thank you and have an awesome and amazing day. Bye, guys.